Hey, hope you're good. Just Matt here. Just wanted to shoot you a little video on improving shoulder stability, but also mobility as well. So the shoulder is the most freely movable joint in the body. Okay, and in that respect, we have issues with both mobility and stability. So some people struggle to get like arms fully interlinked above the head. Okay, often a mobility issue. Okay. Some people have had injuries which cause stability issues, which therefore mean that the nervous system inhibits movement. Okay, so stability and mobility in this case for the shoulder joint are necessary. Okay, now I just want to show you one movement that we can do with the foam roller. Okay, to mobilise the shoulder joint in two places, so at the pec and at the lat. Okay, then I'm going to show you a couple of stability exercises, one of them being static and one of them being dynamic. So I've got a little cushion, okay, so if you're going to follow this along, you'll need a cushion there, and then a band attached down nice and low, okay. So initially, and if you're following along this and it's part of a program that we've written for you, then you'll have time prescribed to do that for, so I'm not going to take you through the exact duration now. So initially with the foam roller, just to get some self-myofascial release, okay, we're going to use it for the pec, so in that little crevice there between your shoulder and your pec. Okay, so what I want you to do is just have the roller angled at 45 degrees, and then with the thumb pointing downwards, we're going to roll in there. Okay, so we're just in where the pec minor is there, okay, the smaller part of your pec in the shoulder. Okay, so this is the movement we do, just nice and steady, and again, if we find somewhere that's tender or we think's tight, we can just hold it there for a fraction longer, and then once the pain sort of dissipates a little bit, then we roll again, or the tension dissipates. Okay, we roll again. All right, so obviously we would do that on both sides. Okay, the other one which we really like to do, okay, and it's particularly useful. Let's just say if you're doing some squats and you want to use a barbell, and it's the ability to keep the elbows high in that what we call a front rack position. Okay, so the lat muscles under here. All right, so again with the roller, pop that underneath there. And what we're trying to do is just below the shoulder joint, okay, we're in there, and then we rock side to side. Okay, so we go over the muscle in there, okay? And then you can take it down a little bit lower and roll up and down in there as well. I just quite like the action of going across the muscle in there, so I find it really, really useful, just releasing some tension. Okay, now what we didn't do is test my range of movement before I started the video, but it is quite interesting to see how different that feels, even between one arm and the other already, just haven't done that. So the next thing we're going to do is some stability work, okay? So what we'll do is get you in the press up position, or what is a press up position? Some people call it a plank, but we call it the press up position. So on your hands and your feet, okay? Keeping the abs engaged, and then once we get there, then we're going to pop that cushion between your knees, okay, and you just squeeze that there, and that automatically makes you use your core more. I don't know if you can feel that if you're trying it. All right, so from that position there, we're going to hold that for a duration, okay? And that will just keep that. This is like almost a form of static stability, okay? So you're going to use that core a little bit more than usual. Now, if we make this a little bit more dynamic now, what we do is just lift one heel off the floor and then back down. But it's really important you keep your abs tight, keep your hips still, and then lift the other one there, okay? So this becomes a little bit more dynamic now. And back down there. Okay, so that's that there. Right, so that's the second part. The third part, I'm going to use the band now. Okay, so the band is attached down nice and low. Okay, and what we do with the band is we pop it around the wrist on the hand that's on the outside. Okay, so it's pulling us towards what it's attached to. Okay, now once we're there, keeping your abs tight and your hips still again, we're basically just going to walk the hands forward, trying not, as we walk the hand forward, to let the hand get pulled in. Yeah, and it will want to. Keeping the feet still, walk the hands back, walk the hands out, walk the hands back. Okay, now again, obviously, just turn around and do that exact same movement, going back the other way on the other hand. Okay, so firstly, couple of foam rolling exercises, one for the pec, one for the lats, just to give some more range of movement in the shoulder. Okay, then we get ourselves into the press up position we hold, initially with the cushion between the knees and holding for a period of time. And then the second one, cushion between the knees, but we alternate lifting the legs, okay, bringing the heel towards the backside, adding a little bit more dynamic movement into it. And then using the band around the hands, just walking the hands forward, walking the hands back, engaging the abs, but really having to work the shoulder in there, okay? So that's our little shoulder sequence from mobility, stability, and a little bit more dynamic stability as well in there at the end. Okay, hope you enjoyed that.